Hey guys, and welcome back to the 13th NFL predictions video that I'm going to do. I'm going to have to get out 20 more videos, including this one, by Saturday. I know that the NFL kickoff game is tonight, in actually an hour, basically about an hour, because it's 6:29, it starts at 7:30. So, I don't think I can get 20 videos out by then, so I'm just going to try to get them out by Sunday. So, Sunday at 1 o'clock. So if I get the last video out at Sunday at 12:59, I'll count that as a win. Alright, so I've done all the NFC North, South, and West teams. So basically every single NFC team except for all the teams in the NFC East. And obviously there are some NFC teams that are not divisional games that aren't picked yet. That's because I went in and I took them off, so it'll be a surprise. So you won't see what I have them picked. So anyways, they start off against the Redskins. And by the way, I think the Eagles are one of the most overrated teams right now. Last year, they didn't do too well with Carson Wentz. I mean, he had a pretty good year, but so did, people were saying, oh, he's going to return to MVP level, blah, blah, blah. Well, he didn't do too well last year, right? And he's coming off of an injury, right? He's probably going to get injured at the end of this year, and then Nate Sudfeld's not going to pull a Nick Foles, and it's just not going to be good. So anyways, Redskins versus Eagles. They always win their first. Like last year, they won their first 2 games, and then they did completely terrible until Nick Foles went in. I think that kind of starts. I think that happens in their first game. They beat the Redskins. I think this game will be a close game. I don't know why the Redskins are 10-point underdogs. I think the Redskins might be competing with the Cowboys for the division title. Maybe the Eagles if they can sneak in there, but I don't really know. So we'll just have to see. You'll see whenever I do my final predictions, which is not right now. So anyways, Eagles, Falcons. Matt Ryan, I think, he had a really good year last year. Some injuries affected them towards the end of the season. And instead of the Eagles, the injuries made them get better because their starting offense was terrible. The Falcons, it made them get worse. It's 7-9, but I think that they get a rematch from last year's Week 1, and they do beat the Eagles. And they go up against the Lions. They're 1-1. I mean, the Eagles, they're probably going to be a mediocre team. I mean, whenever I'm saying that I think that I might predict you guys to be battling for the division, probably going to have you beating a team that I predict to go. No, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but 4-12. I don't think you guys are gonna lose. So now you're 2-1. Alright, so now you're feeling pretty good. Then the Packers on Thursday night. I think this is the Packers' second game. Aaron Rodgers is really a good quarterback. The Packers are supposed to be really good this season. This year, you guys are supposed to be doing really well, but I don't think you guys can take on the former Super Bowl winning Packers. And I know you guys are saying, oh, but 2 years ago, we won the Super Bowl. No. So did the Falcons, 3 years ago. That was 2 years ago, okay? I want you to think about what the Falcons have done the years since. I mean, the Falcons were pretty good 2 years ago, made the playoffs, and then they just went down this year. And then you know what's going to happen. You guys made it to the Super Bowl. You won it, actually, but then you did pretty good last year. Made it to the playoffs, and then this year, Packers are really on it, going upwards. Jets, though, I can see you guys beating the Jets. The Jets coming off of a bye. Jets also have a lot of hype coming into the season. I think that might be more realistic than you guys' hype, but we'll just have to see. Okay, so you beat the Jets, who are coming off of a bye. Sam Darnold, I think he's probably going to be about the same as he was last year. They had a pretty good draft, got a better defense. So the Jets could make this game pretty hard. And by the way, if my mic sounds bad, then I'll have to do something. Anyways, Eagles at Vikings. Kirk Cousins was actually a really good quarterback last year. I don't think Kirk Cousins is really the problem with the Vikings. And I think this year they could probably solve some of that. I mean, Kirk Cousins' second year, he kind of got into things, and now he's probably going to do better. That's kind of how I think with Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. He's probably going to do bad in his first year and do better. So I think the Vikings take on the Eagles pretty well and knock them to 3-3. Pulling 500 up against the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, I don't know. Here's the deal. I think if Ezekiel Elliott gets back on this team could be contending for the divisional title. If the Cowboys, that's why at the beginning I was at first just saying the Cowboys, might be the Eagles, might be the Redskins, maybe the Giants take off. I don't know. Anyways, I think if they have Ezekiel Elliott, the Cowboys can win this game. I think if they don't, then they lose this game. And I think at this point, the Cowboys have Ezekiel Elliott, so I think they can win this game and send them to 3-4. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for these picks, and just so you know, I'm accepting it. Okay. Don't think you're anything special by disliking and doing trash in comments. Just know you've already given me 5 minutes of watch time, and that's pretty valuable, you know. Eagles and Bills. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this just so that all you Eagles fans will be happy. I think the Eagles can take on the Bills and win. You've had 3 straight away games, and you probably win this one. So now you're 4-4 at the half mark of the season. You guys have lost to the Vikings, Cowboys. You've beaten the Lions, Redskins, and Jets. So you're losing to a lot of teams. You're losing a lot of close games. So maybe that could turn around in the second half. So you've beaten a lot of the easier teams, and well, the Redskins aren't really an easier team. The Bills aren't really an easier team. The Jets might not be an easy team. The Lions, though. So Bears and Eagles. I think that the Bears, this defense, can shut down the already struggling Eagles offense. This team, the Eagles, they're really mediocre. I mean, if Carson Wentz is going off, Zach Ertz is having a really good season, then of course they could win this game. But right now, I'm feeling the Bears right here. So now they're 4-5, kind of in the same situation they were last year when they're realizing, like, oh, we got to do something right now, or our playoff hopes could be going down the toilet. And then they go into their bye week. They're like, all right, week 10, we're 4-5. We're supposed to be hyped up for the Super Bowl. And then they go up against the Patriots the next week. The Patriots also coming off of a bye. You don't just beat the Patriots, okay? I'm sorry, but when you're 4-5, I think the Patriots can take you down pretty easily. So now you're 4-6. I don't know what you're going to do. And now you're up against the Seahawks, who are also coming off of a bye. All right, so you're at home, though. I don't know. Maybe you can take them on. Let's see. No. Russell Wilson is a god QB. He always has been. Their defense, maybe they're going to take a hit. And this is for one person this will make a difference in. They have Bobby Wagner, so that'll make them pretty good. They've got Chris Carson, who shares my first name, even though it's his last name or whatever. But I honestly think they're better. Eagles, Dolphins, I think you guys win that one pretty good. So now you're 6-7, but ignore that. You beat the Dolphins because they have 2 basically starting quarterbacks who are both really Matt Fitzpatrick, whatever Fitzpatrick's first name is, can probably start a few games can probably be starting quarterback. Josh Rosen cannot, though, so I think that's how it's going to play out. And I do think that the Dolphins will probably be around .500 and will not be going for a quarterback next draft. That's my prediction. All right, so now you've lost 3 of your last 5. Okay, you went on a 3-game losing streak, which was not good for your team morale. All right, so now you're 6-7 up against the Giants. I think if the Eagles can probably rally up and beat the Giants. Now they're back at .500. You're 7-7. All right, you're like, oh yeah, baby. And then you go to the Redskins, and you're like, oh, it's not looking too good. The Redskins, pretty good. Oh, wait, no, you're 6-7 actually. I'm so sorry. So you're 6-7. You're like, oh, what are we gonna do? What are they going to do? And then, because you're going against the Redskins, and at this point, they'll have Dwayne Haskins starting. And then you've played a few games, and I really think the Redskins they're not going to sweep you. You're not going to sweep them. You're going to go 1-1. And the Redskins are going to beat you there. So now you're 6-8. And up against the Cowboys. I had the Cowboys beating you guys earlier. And like I said, I really don't think that any team can sweep you guys. I don't think you guys can sweep the Cowboys. But I do see you guys winning against the Cowboys to go 7-8. Maybe you'll have some hope at this point. That's what I'm saying. I think all these teams will be around .500. Maybe even the Giants can be holding on to some hope for some part of the season. Okay. So the Eagles beat the Cowboys. All right. Dak Prescott probably getting used to it. Yeah, they're not going to be good. Eagles beat the Cowboys. Now you're 7-8. All your hype has just gone down the toilet. But you guys have one last grab for the playoffs unless you don't. And you guys beat the Giants. So you don't go 7-9, but you guys go 8-8. Carson Wentz is looked at like, hey, you sure you should be a starting quarterback? Maybe you should be a backup. Maybe the Eagles go for a rookie quarterback in the draft. No one really knows. So if they beat the Giants, we'll probably have who's that? I can't believe I forgot who their new quarterback is. Daniel Jones. How we have Daniel Jones, and so the Giants probably put up a little better of a fight this time around, especially since they're at home. But I think the Eagles have much better, something more to fight for than the Giants at this point. So maybe they can slip into the playoffs as a wild card. Maybe they somehow win the division. I don't know how it'll all play out. I'll see you guys in a couple seconds when the next video comes up, and bye.